What's going on over here?
I'm just waiting. It's just really late.
Look, let me ask you a question. Have you ever worked a job?
Oh, I do. I have two jobs at the moment.
You have a full-time job?
I'm a full-time student, yes.
Right, yeah. So you're currently in an air-conditioned... It's fine. It's fine. You're currently in an air-conditioned penthouse apartment talking about dating topics, culture war stuff. I kind of want to just say, like, sack up. Like, you've had a sourpuss on your face for the past hour. Like, it's not that hard to remain chipper for the duration of the show. I mean, we've been pretty chill about you, like, going back there, being on your phone, whatever. We get it. You have TikTok brain. You're bored. Cool. We get it. It's not that hard to just, like, put on, like, a... You know.
Do you not normally stay up late?
Bro, it's so funny. These girls will complain, oh, it's 11 p.m. Bro, you party?
No.
You don't party?
No.
You've never been out till 2, 3, 4 a.m. drinking, dancing, walking around, doing all this shit?
I didn't have two jobs.
You're 21. You're still
When I go
young.
out, I don't get grilled by misogynistic men all the time, and I'm motivated to go out because it's fun.
And you guys
for me.
won't answer the questions back.
So hold on. So is Andrew the misogynist? Are we both the misogynist here?
I guess, like, you guys, what do you guys call yourselves? Patriarchists?
I didn't say that. Andrew said that.
Andrew.
Okay, but you said misogynistic man, so I'm going to just assume you were referring
I don't understand what patriarchy has to do with
Oh,
this.
sorry. I didn't mean to use a buzzword here. That's not what
okay, so I assume you were also referring to me.
I feel like I've been super respectful to you.
I didn't
even
say
know what
that
the
you were
complaint is.
disrespecting me. I didn't say that.
Well, then how am I a misogynist? I don't get it.
I'm not going to argue about whether or not about why you think that I am or am not correct in my take of you. It's my take of you, and you can take it or leave it. It really doesn't matter.
Well, hold on.
I think you're a misandrist.
Okay, I don't really care what you think.
Yeah, I know,
Okay.
but you should because
Why should I care what
apparently
you
you do. You must care what I think because you had to comment on it, right? You had to say, well, this guy over here who's been nothing but respectful to me the entire night is a misogynist.
Well, you criticized us for being mute. You
You
just grilled the shit out of her for not talking.
No, that
and
was
now
me.
I'm talking. Oh,
I didn't
sorry.
do
That was
shit.
me.
Okay, sorry.
I've been
Andrew.
sitting here quietly
You
listening.
just grilled her for
I
not
don't know.
talking.
I don't know.
Is that misogynist?
This is why I've
didn't
never
say
really
that.
thought that me being mean on this podcast or what is perceived as mean or tone policing has ever been a problem. I think that women basically just get upset if I disagree with them. That's it.
Well, you
I
disagree
think
on
you guys
every
just get
count. Don't you think it's
actually
kind of
mad.
exhausting to be disagreed with for 6 hours?
So what?
Good thing I'm getting paid for this, am I right?
Oh, I don't know if you are or you aren't. It's not my show, but I can tell you this. What does it matter if you're grilled for 6 hours? If it's an adversarial dating talk podcast, there's going to be arguments. I mean,
Because I wouldn't do that for fun.
by the way, I don't even feel like you were really grilled. Like I've had some women
What
on
were
the
we
hot
doing
seat
for all this
bad.
time? I think that's fine.
Okay.
And honestly, I've really valued talking to someone who has such starkly different opinions than I do. I think that you have
Doesn't
helped-
sound like it. It sounds like you're super upset.
I'm not
Sound
upset.
like you're super mad
I'm just
because
kind
we
of
had a- we had a
agitated that
back
you
and
guys are
forth.
grilling us and it's been this long. I'm just saying, like, can you try to find a common ground instead of trying to always be right? Every single time that you've gone around, you're looking for the answers where you can disagree, and then you're trying to prove them wrong.
Yeah, and
What
then
is
you
this
won't answer
kind
the
of argument?
questions that we have for you.
Hold on, no. Hold on. First off,
I'll answer the questions you have for me.
Okay.
First off-
I
No, no, no,
have
no,
one.
hold on.
Hang I just want to see. Do any of you actually? I bet none of you actually have a single question for me
I do.
that's relevant to any type of argument, topic, anything. Did any of you actually have one?
hold on. No. Hold on. Let's stay focused here for a second. You levied a very serious accusation towards both me and Andrew. You called us both misogynists. Just want to make sure that's your position.
I'll use the word. Oh wait, actually, kidding. You're not a patriarchist.
I'm not.
If it's
Antagonistic.
which is different than a misogynist, and the thing is, I'm not going to retract my statement because
Okay,
that's
so
my
then you
stance.
view. Okay, fine.
But the thing is, you're writing that down on your notepad. Like now, you're going to try to
I'm not
argue
even-
against me.
I'm not even writing
I'm
anything,
not
I'm
going to
just looking at
argue
my
about
notes.
why I think you're a misogynist.
Okay.
You could tell me that you think I look terrible. You could tell me you think I'm stupid.
Why would I say that?
And well, I don't know. If you take it misogynist as an insult, then too bad.
I typically, if I receive an ad hom, I don't return it with an ad hom, but
Okay.
I will just ask, since you use the word, how do you define misogyny?
Well, the thing is, I think that misogyny and patriarchy sometimes get blurred.
Well, they're two distinct things, so how do you define misogyny?
I would say men thinking that they are superior to women.
Okay. So what have I said that would lead you to believe that I'm a misogynist using your definition of
Every
misogyny?
single argument that you've made on this podcast,
Give
specifically
me
the ones
one.
about the patriarchy.
What was the argument that I made?
You
That was
whined about being
misogynistic.
about how you were subject to the draft for an hour.
How could that possibly be misogynistic for me to point out a way in which men are disadvantaged? How would that have anything to do with, so because I argued about men being subject to military conscription would be me saying that men are superior to women? That's actually me arguing that men are disadvantaged compared to
Well, maybe
women.
I'm lumping you and Andrew together. Maybe Andrew wants to speak on this. Actually, please don't.
Well, okay, you can shift the goalpost here, but you did direct it towards me, so.
Well, I'm sorry if I insulted you. I don't really. The thing is, you're arguing with me, and I'm trying to explain myself to you, and I don't think that you really care about what I have to say. I think you just want to be right. So.
Well, I'm trying to understand because you lobbied a accusation towards me that I'm a misogynist, and it's not clear. I'm asking how. Articulate how.
You
Because
brought
I
a bunch of
disagree with
women
you?
into a room under the guise we were going to talk about dating, and then
did.
proceeded to bring up barely, and you proceeded to bring up every hot political topic you possibly could, and then argued
Mm-hmm.
against us on our views. And I'm not saying that's innately misogynist. I just think that it was at its least irritating. And you know what? If you don't like the idea of tone police, then that's fine. I'm not going to sit here and try to explain my reality to you over and over again. It's exhausting.
Still not clear how that's misogynistic.
Well, that's fine. You can figure it
but
out yourself then. Maybe you can do some internal thinking.
I just did. I did the internal thinking, and I still haven't
Okay.
arrived at
Well, then,
how it's misogynistic.
well, then
Well,
you,
you and Andrew both said that you believe that that men are superior to women.
I never play that shit back. Never said that.
You said that you don't think that women should be in the clergy. Isn't that a subordinate?
I didn't. I'm not even religious. But
But you
look,
said
for
that
example,
to me, looking in my eye.
Yes. Well, no. Hold on. So, I'm not a Muslim, but I can acknowledge that in the Muslim faith, my understanding of the Muslim faith, you can't eat pork. That doesn't make me a Muslim. Okay. So my understanding of the Christian faith, I can acknowledge that there's certain Bible verses, there's ecclesiastical, theological doctrine, right? That doesn't mean that I necessarily agree with it. For example, I don't want to get married.
I agree with her.
I don't want to get married.
I think
but
that you have come at it like from a hateful stance. To
What-
be honest.
Okay.
Ral
Oh,
Zulu
now it's
donated
hateful. Okay.
$200.
Yeah.
You're being grilled because your worldview is garbage. Red shirt. Andrew's being exceptionally nice. When you speak, all I hear is a noisy tardfish.
Tardfish.
You spoke for 3 hours and said nothing useful.
Okay.
That's not true.
I'm going to shift off her. I'm going to ask you. You said that I'm coming at it hatefully. Articulate to me what I have said that is hateful.
I mean, I think it would be more about tone, which nobody likes
Two
to hear.
Quick Nick donated $200.
It's not the way you say.
Back
It's not
to
what you
dating
say. It's the
Brian.
way you say.
Ask them what their peen size preference is. Uncooked spaghetti, tuna can. Let's get the party started.
Hold on, I can come back to that a little bit, but okay. What precisely have I said that's hateful?
I think that the way that you bring up arguments is in a hateful way.
Give me an example.
The example would be like even with the man versus bear thing, how you bring it up again and again. Like in my opinion, to me, it looks like you're doing it in order to make women look a certain way.
Well, how am I trying to make women look a certain way if I
Because
remain
you disagree with them.
if I
That's
remain
why.
totally
You
hold
disagree
on.
with them.
Yeah.
If I remain totally silent and I let all of you not only give your answer but give an explanation to your answer, how is that me being hateful or me trying to make women look a certain way? You guys all gave your answers. And I would actually, let me turn this around at you.
Okay.
I can make a stronger argument. So your argument is, by virtue of you bringing up this man versus bear debate, that's hateful. I can make a stronger argument that your answers to the actual question when it comes to your bias and bigotry towards men is more misandrist and more hateful than your perception that by virtue of me bringing it up, that is hateful.
What's my bias towards men?
You would rather be alone with a bear
No,
versus
you're not
a man.
remembering correctly. I did not say that.
Oh, you said men? Okay, excuse me. Then the other women and the millions of other women who
No,
said
see,
bear.
even the way you say it right then.
It's hateful?
That's hateful.
How is it hateful?
You seem
Because
honestly
you're
rather
pointing-
emotional,
How
I would
is it
say.
How is it
Well,
hateful?
how is it bringing men and women together?
Emotional or passionate?
How is it bringing men and women together? Like, in my opinion, like, men and women are strongest together. And
What's your point?
That
That's a nice
is
idea.
my
Yours.
point.
Like, you're getting all
That's my
flustered now.
I'm not
point.
flustered.
That she's getting
I'm just
to-
speaking passionately. I'm
No,
not
I'm
flustered.
saying maybe your
I'll
memory
say that
is a
myself,
little
I'll just say
off,
passionate.
Brian. I'm saying maybe your memory is a little bit off, but it seems like the intention when you bring up stuff like that, like especially to her, you're bringing up stuff to be intentionally.
The bear thing
No,
It's
a
a
lot of other things that you brought up towards her specifically.
was hateful. Give me
I
one
thought it
example.
was hateful.
Give me one example of something hateful that I said. Go ahead. Or even the way I said it.
Yeah.
Even the way I said it.
Okay.
Go ahead, tell me.
I think the fact that we spent an hour and a half talking about the man versus bear debate and you trying to pull out of us how we feel scared about men, like
How is
over and over.
How?
That
It's
is
disrespectful.
hateful.
It's
That's
disrespectful.
Wait,
hateful.
it's disrespectful to give you pushback.
I don't think it. I think it's
hold on,
hateful.
no, hold on.
I think
wait,
it's hateful.
It's disrespectful and hateful. Did you say evil?
No, I said hateful.
Oh, sorry, excuse me. It's
You're just looking for any goddamn buzzword you could possibly
No,
use.
you guys are the ones who are using buzzwords. So it's
Oh my
disrespectful, your word, it's disrespectful and it's hateful to give you the most milquetoast benign pushback. You think, bro, Andrew is the debate goat. I'm like milquetoast. I suck at debating. I'm not
Yeah, you
that
kinda
good.
do.
Oh, thank you, babe. I'm terrible at. I'm not a
Okay,
great
all right.
debater. I'm very milquetoast. I give a little. I'm a bit impassioned at times.
Mm-hmm.
But you think I'm bad? No offense, Andrew.
I
think I'm the bad
It's
guy?
not that I think you're bad, but I think in the way that you bring it up.
Just to be clear, I don't think Andrew's the bad guy.
I don't think you guys are bad guys. I just think that it comes off very hateful.
How? What's your definition of hateful?
My definition of hateful is when you come off in a way that's antagonistic towards the other gender. It's like, when are we ever going to talk about what men and women getting along today? Like, are we ever going to talk about that?
Or about our
Well,
terrible
how can
dating
we-
experiences.
I think
Like,
the
are we
entire
ever
time-
gonna? Is that just
Yeah,
is
but
that
the-
just
but the whole
moot? Is
time
that
we
just
have been.
like, why is it men versus
That's
women?
the whole point of the conversation, though. Don't you understand?
Well,
The whole
I don't
time
know
we've
if it
argued
really
about-
is.
Why? How is
Hang
that
on, hang on.
helpful?
I'm gonna answer your question. Chill out. Okay. The whole time we've actually been talking about ways in which men and women can get along better. It's subtle, but you don't see it because you don't understand it. But that's really what we've been talking about. The entire point of this is to show you there's a huge contrast in views. We're trying to find common ground through argumentation, logic, hoping that we can find some common ground. Doesn't matter if
I
I'm nothing but
don't see
respectful,
that.
still a misogynist. Hang on, doesn't matter if I'm nothing but respectful, still a misogynist.
Big Sass Energy
Doesn't
donated
matter
$200
what I say, still
to
evil.
intellectually
Right?
engage
Doesn't
in
matter the
disagreement
tone
with
I
women
use, it's
is
still
hateful.
bad. It
Wait, hold
doesn't
on.
matter because
How
ultimately,
embarrassing of an answer for all women.
Why won't you answer my question?
Wait, let me
because
just read this.
ultimately
Let me
it's
wait,
the
wait.
disagreement that matters. I'll answer your question. Ask it.
Wait, let me just
Okay.
to intellectually engage and disagree with women is hateful. LOL. How embarrassing of an answer for all women from Big Sass Energy. Okay, go ahead
That's
with
fine.
your question.
What's your question?
My question. Yes, I'd love for you to say something. You want to go?
I was just gonna say, if that was your guys' true intention, like you claim, then why didn't you guys bring, I don't know, maybe like 2 or 3 men of like different views, maybe like a conservative man, a Republican man, a liberal man, and ask us all these same exact questions? Then it would have felt
We
exactly
did.
like
Me
that.
and Brian disagree on most things when it comes to
No, I'm
grounding
not talking
foundation.
about
I'm a Christian.
40-year-old
He's
men.
not.
I'm talking about guys our age. Like, we're all.
I'm not
you know.
40.
Oh,
I'm
my
sorry.
God.
I'm sorry. We bring on 40-year-old women, and this is a mixed age panel. There's women here
Yeah.
who are closer to our age than your age.
Yeah, we have 32, 30, and 27. I mean, that's.
So I don't even understand that criticism. Half the time, there's 40, 45-year-olds who are sitting there. Sometimes they're
So
20,
you don't
sometimes
see how
they're
it can be
28.
a bit
Sometimes
uneven, where it's 2 4-year-old men and then majority
against
younger
8
women.
women. Boy, you're sure disadvantaged.
Yeah,
this
I know.
is
So,
this is
like,
a
It's
two-
literally 90% woman and then 2 older men. How is that not a bit of a disadvantage?
What? Wait,
Also,
8
you-
women
and-
against 2 men,
No,
and it's not
you guys,
fair.
It's your show. It's literally your show. You guys don't understand
It's
how
not
it's
my show.
different
I'm a guest
than
like you.
He's a guest. He's a guest. Andrew's a guest.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that, first
Yeah,
of
he's-
all.
Yeah, I'm a
You've been on the show
guest.
before.
Well, I still want my
I've been in the same flow that you have. I've had
I just would have
less
felt
talking
a bit
time than
better
all of
about
you have.
this
I don't know what you're
if it
talking
was
about.
Guys our age here too.
What was your agenda bringing us all here today? Was it really to talk about dating?
Yeah, we talk about dating all the time. I will grant that we do frequently get into we get into the, I don't know the right term here, the weeds. We talk about culture war stuff, but it's all sort of it's kind of related to some degree.
Well, because you choose to pick at my experience. Like, you don't listen to it. You came
I
here
did
and
listen to
you
it.
brought at my expense.
What do you mean at your
It was
expense?
well, actually, to your benefit would be a better way to say it. You brought all of us here to supposedly talk about our experiences, and then when we did, you shit on us. Like,
When did I shit on you?
okay, you know what? Maybe you don't want to use the word shit. If you're going to be so
this is how
technical-
people will use language in a very dangerous way, and they won't be charitable, they won't be good faith. At no point did I shit on any of you.
Okay, you know what? If I will retract my word and
So
say,
be more precise. in
okay,
your-
then I will. Brian, is that your name? It's been a long time, and so I'm trying my best to be precise in my language. It's taking a lot of my cognitive capacity at this hour. And the thing is that I came here under a different pretense, and I think that maybe I'm speaking for the rest of the panel here, that we feel a little bit irritated and a little bit disrespected, considering that I think we came here thinking we were going to speak about our experience, and all we did was essentially get
Speak
argued
about your
against. And there's
experience.
nothing wrong with someone arguing against me. I don't like this narrative that they're saying they're just mad that they got disagreed with. Respectfully,
You are. The entire time we've been talking to you, it's all been to draw out various experiences in the way that you view the world. That's
yeah,
the
but
point.
it's to draw various experiences that support your agenda. It's not, you're not asking me about my
It
experience as a
doesn't-
woman. When I did,
I don't
you
understand. If I
denied it,
ask
and you
you a
said it wasn't a
question-
female issue.
Yeah, if I ask you a question, if I'm like, do you think that the sky is blue? And you say, no. And I go, well, but I think it is blue. I can see that it's blue.
That's how it's
right?
felt.
Yeah,
That's-
but I don't understand. How is that not me engaging with your experience?
You're engaging with my experience in a way that's not to listen to what I have to say.
Right,
It's
it's
to
in a way
listen to
that
what I have to
doesn't kiss
say,
your
so you
ass,
can
and so
come
you're
up
mad.
with a way to
Because
tell
I
me
disagree
what
that
you
the sky
think.
isn't blue, right? That's the point.
Jeremy donated $200. I have asked twice. All of you ignored me until it was convenient for you. I said I don't want my daughter to grow up like you, and I asked how do we resolve, how do we bridge the gap? Clearly you have zero EXP.
Thank you, Jeremy. How do we bridge the gap? I think
I thought this was
Andrew.
supposed to be about us. Why are you
I
asking
hope your
Andrew to
daughter
answer?
grows up to be even worse than us.
you hope that your daughter grows up to be worse.
Yeah, I hope his daughter grows up to be worse than us.
Wow, that's a pretty vile thing to say about somebody's daughter who's not a party to this conversation. Do you want to walk that back, or are you just gonna
See what you're doing right now. It's the exact. You've been doing this for
wait?
someone.
Just
how
to be
long?
clear, you think what I said to her is more disrespectful than what she just said to him?
I'm not saying that.
She just involved his daughter, hoping.
He involved his daughter. Did you not read
What?
his comment?
He said he didn't want his daughter to grow up in a society like this.
Yeah, like with women like
No,
us.
he
So
said
I
women like us,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I said, yeah, his daughter's gonna be worse than
Yeah,
women
and I
like
wouldn't
us.
want my daughter to grow up around feminists either.
Okay, well, good for you, hon. She doesn't have to go to any type of California school and grow up to be liberal like
well,
us.
it's not just California. It's all over.
Yeah, and you've managed to stay well far away from it. haven't
Why
you?
can't we
I actually
be
haven't.
friends?
I
Why
definitely
can't
fell into the
we be
feminist movement
friends?
at
Why
one
ca-
point. So
No,
That's the
Okay,
thing,
sorry.
me too.
Say
I
something.
went very like
Sorry, Audrey.
left for a
Right,
while
no, I
until I
did.
like corrected and went back to being
Yeah.
conservative.
Yeah.
So I know like all the arguments and like, you know, at one point I viewed abortion as like a women's right type of thing,
Me
which
too.
I'm not saying that men should have the right. I'm just saying that the baby is also a human. That's really all. Can we talk about the Daisy thing? How did you get Daisy on here?
Hold
Can-
on.
can-
Okay, we're not gonna. Go there.
No,
We're not gonna go
I
there.
really have thoughts about that.
That's a fourth dimensional question.
Yeah, we're not going to go there. I'm trying to recall where we left off. If I can get this back on track, so we can hopefully wrap
well,
up
we
the
left
show
off
soon.
at you being
misogynist.
called a misogynist.
Oh, hateful. Last thing. Can you give me anything hateful that I've said, and then I'm going to move this on.
Would you answer my question?
What's your question?
My question is, how do you define the patriarchy, and what do you think it's doing right now?
Well, see, this is where I differ from Andrew. I don't think that there's actually a patriarchy. I think this is essentially a feminist conspiracy theory. That's it. I don't think that there's a patriarchy because I don't view this dynamic of it being men are in positions of power because they're men. I think they're in positions of power probably more so to do with class than anything. So
Thanks for answering.
Yeah, I don't believe that there's a patriarchy.
Okay.
At least, I mean, there's different definitions of it, right? But this idea that men are advantaged, have all this privilege, male privilege, women have no privilege, women are so disadvantaged, all these men are doing fantastic. As a man, you step into a job and you're immediately the CEO. No.
Can I say
And
something?
maybe that's a straw man. Maybe that's not fair, but
I think the fact that you're missing within that, because what you said is kind of valid, but what you're missing within that is the fact that men are also disadvantaged by the patriarchy.
it's not clear if it's
Like, how do you not
because
see
of
that?
the patriarchy, though.
Yeah, like men that created the patriarchy disadvantaged other men below them. Like it's a whole class thing too. It's not just.
I don't think I think that it's more of a hierarchy thing than. Well, okay.
Because, for example, super quick example, the patriarchy doesn't like men being really emotional and crying, for example, right?
Neither do women. Neither do women.
But that stemmed
Women
from...
are repulsed actually by it, and you can lie and say, "I want a man." Let's bring it back to dating. I want a man to be vulnerable in front of me. This is actually just. You might say that it's the politically correct thing to say. It sounds good to say it. I want a man to be vulnerable, but the reality is you actually don't.
No, what we don't like is when men they weaponize that vulnerability and they'll cry just when it's convenient. Like, for example, you catch them cheating and then they're bawling their eyes out. For example,
Not what I'm talking about.
Well, that's the only time when it's relevant.
Men cry when they get caught cheating.
Yeah. But besides
Here,
that, like,
let me ask you a
women
dating
don't
question.
get mad
Let me ask
at
you-
men's emotional
let me-
side.
I feel like that's literally the opposite, right? Isn't it usually women who, when they get caught cheating, cry, or women who use crying and emotional manipulation? and
GMD
not
Jim
men?
donated $200. Holy shite.
Holy
These
shite.
spoiled little girls
Oh,
finally
damn, what
have
the
a
fuck?
man pushed back against their bad ideas for once in their life and they melt down. We need a Frank Castle moment. Hello, Peyton. Good to see
She's
you.
at the bathroom.
Yeah, but
She's in the bathroom.
So to respond to this, though, isn't it usually women who are the ones who cry to get the things that they want? I don't see a lot of men crying to get the things that they want, to be perfectly honest with you. I just don't see it much. Do you see it a lot? Do men
college,
you're around
yeah,
cry to get
sadly.
stuff?
In college, sadly, that's the new thing I've seen.
Oh, we have
That men-
Grid 1 Motorsports donated
Hang on.
$200. The patriarchy is in the home, not a class thing. As patriarch, it is my job to lead my family. Failures are mine and mine alone. I am the patriarchy, and you strumpets know nothing of my work.
So to get this
Thank you,
right,
Grid One.
the patriarchy oppresses men by telling them not to be in tune with their emotions. And you say, unfortunately, all these men who are in tune with their emotions at my college, they suck.
No.
Did I get that right?
No, you really twisted my words.
Hold on. Let me bring it to dating really quick on this whole vulnerability thing. Let me ask you guys a question. Would you prefer a man to approach you in a really confident manner? Like, I don't know if you've been at a party, a lot of you guys don't seem satisfied with dating apps, so maybe you'd prefer a guy to approach you organically, maybe after a class or at a party. Would you prefer a man to approach you confidently or, well, hold on, let me change the framing here. Would you prefer a man to approach you in a really confident way, super confident, or a guy who was like a little bit bashful and shy, his eye contact was a bit shaky, not being creepy, but like uncertain of himself? Which do you prefer?
I feel like that's kind of hard to say, but I don't know.
Is this,
To me, I feel like confidence can come off as cockiness sometimes to me, and I wouldn't
let's just
want
assume it's
that.
not cockiness, let's just assume it's confidence.
I kind of think it's cute when they're a little shy. So that's just me.
Okay.
Sorry.
Like, where's your curiosity in this? Everyone likes confident people.
Well,
You
she
think
just
so?
said that she likes shy.
Okay, well then
I
talk
mean-
to her. That's my answer.
What is your answer? You prefer a guy to be step to you confident, right?
Yeah, but again, it's not on the basis of gender.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, it's not often that women ever do the approaching, so men don't really have the opportunity to give an analysis of if they prefer confident women or shy women. But which do you prefer?
confident.
You prefer a guy to be confident?
Confident.
Confident?
Confident.
Confident?
Shy.
Oh.
Okay, what about you?
Confident.
Okay. I would argue the vast majority of women would prefer men to step to them in a confident manner instead of a sort of bashful, can't even hold eye contact, a little shaky, a little nervous.
Brian.
This would be precise. This would be a man being vulnerable to approach you, being scared, nervous, etc. Yet most women do not respond to men being in a vulnerable state of being either scared to approach you, being nervous. Most women, a lot of the women here, prefer a guy to approach you confidently. Therefore, this whole, we like vulnerable men, it's kind of bogus. It's kind of bullshit.
But your example was like the worst you could have possibly.
How is that the worst? That's from the first time
That's the
meeting.
initial encounter.
You're like
Once
totally
you get to know someone, it's
misconstruing.
different.
There's a lot of confidence in vulnerability. You're
have to have
you're having
confidence
this
in order to
argument
be
that
vulnerable.
vulnerability is innately weak. And sure, there are women that could look at a man and say he's crying. What a less of a man he is.
But I'm not even making that argument. I'm just saying from first approach, the very first opportunity you get to meet a man, he's immediately being vulnerable by not being particularly confident. His eye contact is shaky. He's nervous. Maybe his speech isn't on point. Wouldn't that be a man? Would you agree that that's a man in a vulnerable state?
But why would he have to say
Yeah.
yes to a man just because he's in a vulnerable state? You're
not obliged to.
But
Yeah,
you're
you're not
putting
obliged
it you're
to-
putting it in the wrong context. Women aren't asking, again, that's vulnerable, but it's also vulnerable for someone to go up to someone confidently and ask for their number or speak to them or whatever it is. You're acting like they exist in different continuums. They're the same thing for women.
You can be a strong-headed person and still be vulnerable. Like the two aren't different is our point. And
Well, the differential here, yeah.
I think you see vulnerability as like a weakness in someone.
I think women don't want men
Okay.
to be more emotional. I think they want them to like open up more, if that makes sense. So like say what they've gone through or what they're going
That
through.
seems emotional.
Hold on.